All right. Well, we are going to go ahead and get started. I want to introduce myself. My name is Jennifer Haberman Bolin, and I am TRECA's Career and College Specialist, and I'm part of the school counseling team, and I assist students and families with the CCP process. I do want to let everybody know that we are recording this session and it is going to be posted on the CCP portion of our website within the next couple of days. So we do ask that you keep your microphones muted throughout the presentation. We will have time at the end of the session for questions, or you can feel free to put your questions within the Google Meet chat. But we're going to go ahead and just jump right in. Welcome to the College Credit Plus annual information session for public schools. I will be presenting the statewide CCP presentation that the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce Development has created. But we're going to be talking about all things CCP, what CCP is, the benefits to participating, the risks to participating, student expectations, eligibility, and just so much more. So once again, thank you for joining us. Right, so what is College Credit Plus? So College Credit Plus, otherwise known as CCP, you'll hear me calling it CCP throughout the presentation, is Ohio's dual credit program. So it is where students in high school can earn high school credit and college credit at the same time. It is open to Ohio residents in grades 7 through 12 who are enrolled at a public or private high school or are homeschooled. I always like to take this opportunity to just remind you that TRECA, we are a public high school, so we follow all of the public high school CCP guidelines. Students are able to take a variety of courses at any public and participating private college in Ohio. Through CCP, courses are held at the high school, on a college campus, or online. I do like to mention here that at TRECA, we do not have any embedded high school CCP courses. So our TRECA students, they participate in CCP either through taking in-person courses on the college campus or online through college. But you will not find CCP courses in Brightspace. Eligibility. So a student is eligible for the College Credit Plus program if the student meets any of the following criteria. If a student obtains a remediation-free score on one of the standard assessment exams, so that might be the ACT, it might be, colleges might provide like an ALEX assessment or AccuPlacer. If a student has a cumulative unweighted high school GPA of at least 3.0, or if the student has a cumulative unweighted high school GPA of at least a 2.75, but they might have less than that 3.0, but they've received an A or B grade in a relevant high school course. So what that means is that let's say a student has a 2.8 GPA and they want to take a college level English course. They have that 2.8 GPA and maybe they've received an A in English 1 and English 2. The college will take that into consideration, maybe do some additional assessment exams, and may allow that student to participate. So how do students participate, right? So first, students must apply for admission at the institution, so basically at the college, okay? So the student submits their application, and then that application is reviewed at the college or university. They'll look at the CCP requirements. They will look at, your high school transcript. They'll look at, all the supplemental information, and that is what is reviewed at the college level. College applications also include a permission slip for mature content and a questionnaire about emotional maturity. Students who participate in CCP, they are viewed on the college level as a traditional college student, okay? So they might be in a course where there's mature content being discussed. So they want the student to be aware that, there's mature content, and that the family, signs the permission slip that will allow for that. Colleges have the final decision on student admission. That doesn't come from TRECA. That comes from the college that you are applying to participate in CCP through. Course registration. So once a student is admitted into that college's CCP program, the college will discuss course options that the student, based on assessment scores, prereqs, other requirements, the courses that are open to that student. So at the college level, once the student is admitted, they will be assigned a CCP advisor. That advisor is going to be the key person to talk to about which college courses are available, which courses you want to take, and kind of help you come up with that plan. Now, school counselors on the TRECA side, we're also there to help out. So we help students and families really understand the graduation requirements that the student has left and how CCP courses could substitute in for some of those courses. Okay. So let's say you still need a high school English credit. If you take a CCP English course, that course could give you that English credit, so that one English college course will not only give you high school credit, but college credit toward graduation. And then high schools and colleges develop 15 and 30 credit hour pathways to help you determine your plan. We have two examples of those hour pathways listed on the CCP portion of our website through Marian Tech and OSU Marian. But every college on their CCP website will also have their 15 and 30 credit hour pathways. So a common question that we get once a student's admitted into a college for CCP is they're like, awesome, I can take any course now. Students must complete their first 15 credits in level 1 courses. Okay, so it's important to note that the traditional college course is worth 3 credit hours. So 15 credit hours is approximately 5 college courses. Okay, and those must be in level 1 courses. Level 1 courses include transferable courses. So if you think of those as the general education courses, okay, maybe your English, your science, your histories. It also includes courses in IT, computer science, anatomy and physiology, and foreign language, courses that are part of a technical certificate, courses that are part of that 15 and 30 credit hour pathway, and also courses in study skills, academic, or career success. So there are a lot of courses that are open to students that are brand new to the CCP program. There are also some courses that are not allowed under CCP funding, okay? So they include private applied courses with one-on-one instruction. So let's say that the college that you're participating in CCP through, they offer guitar lessons and you really want to learn guitar. That course is not going to be covered under CCP funding. Other courses that are not covered are courses with very high fees. Study abroad courses, CCP funding does not cover us sending a student over to France to take courses over there. Physical education courses are not allowed. Pass-fail graded courses are not allowed. CCP funding covers courses that are graded on the A, B, C, D grading scale. And then also remedial courses or religious courses are also not covered under CCP funding. All right, so how many classes can students take? This is another very common question that we get. So students may be enrolled in up to 30 credits per year. Now, these 30 credits also include high school courses that you're taking, okay? So there's a formula, a calculation that we use. with the maximum credits that a student can earn in one school year is 30. Under the umbrella of CCP, the maximum number of college credits that a student complete while participating in the program is 120. Okay, so if you start, I believe we have some middle school families with us. So if your student starts taking CCP courses in the 8th grade, that counts towards that 120. Okay, so it's not just while you're in high school, it's under all of CCP. The maximum that a student can earn is 120. Now, if a student enrolls in more than 30 credits for the year, there are some options, okay? The student can drop the course prior to the no-fault withdrawal date, which we will talk about a little bit later, or the family can pay for the entire course at the college's standard rate, and we'll talk about option A and option B later. So this is really important to keep in mind with the 30 credits for the year because, TRECA, we are a continuous progress school where, let's say you finish, one of your English courses mid-year and you want your school counselor to add another English course through TRECA to your schedule. Well, that, we'll need to go back and reformulate then how many college credits you're allowed. So if you think of it kind of as a teeter-totter, the more high school courses that you are enrolled in or that you take in a school year, the less college courses you'll have available to you. Okay, so grades. So the final grades earned in the college course, they are the same grade that will be on your high school transcript. Okay, so back to the example where let's say you are taking a college level English course. We know that that's going to fulfill one of your required high school English credits. So that one college course is going to be recorded on your high school transcript and it's going to be included in your high school GPA. And you're also starting your college transcript. So that one course will be on both your high school and your college transcript and factor into both of those GPAs. Grade weighting. High schools must weight all advanced standing courses in a subject area consistently. At TRECA, we do not weigh our grades. All of our grades are unweighted. However, this is good information to know. So if you transfer to another high school that does weight grades, just know that your CCP courses will be weighted the same as advanced standing courses. Selective service. So male students who are at least 18 years of age and Ohio residents, you are required to be registered with the selective service system. Students are required to provide their selective service number to the public college or university within 30 days of their 18th birthday. If they do not submit that number, that will result in the student not being considered a CCP participant for that semester or term. And the student, if the course is already in progress, the student will be responsible to pay back any of the tuition, textbooks, or fees that were currently covered under the CCP program. Okay, so differences between high school and college. This is another, conversation point that we like to have with students. So there are a lot of differences between high school courses and college courses, and especially between TRECA, high school, which we are the continuous progress, and college. So the first one is study time. So at the high school level, required homework ranges between 1 to 3 hours per day, depending on the class, depending on the subject. At the college level, pretty much you can count on for each hour of college class, there's usually 2 to 3 hours of studying or reading, okay? Knowledge acquisition. How do you get that information? At the high school level, information is mostly provided in class during the assignments. Your teacher walks you through, all of the material, teaches you, here's this, here's that, this is what we're covering. At the college level, a lot of out of class work is expected. So there might be readings that you need to do in advance to the course. Okay. So the teacher might expect when you show up to that class that you've already done the readings. So now we can discuss it. They're not teaching you that information. Tests at the high school level, tests depending once again on the teacher, the course. Tests might be given weekly or at the end of each unit. At the college level, tests are less frequent and they cover a lot more material. So, for example, you might be in a history course where there is, two tests and maybe a paper that you have to write. Okay, so the tests are testing you on a lot more information and there's a lot less of that. Grades goes along with that. So high school, there's a lot of different quizzes or tests, homework assignments, extra credit. Sometimes the teacher, if you take a test and you don't quite get the grade that you were hoping for, they might let you retake the test for a higher grade. Once again, at the college level, there's fewer tests and even fewer homework assignments. Professors might give homework assignments that you need to do, but they're not graded. They just expect you to do that work so you can get that knowledge. So when you come to the next class, you can join in the discussion. Another big difference is the role of parents and guardians, okay? At the high school level, parents, guardians, learning partners can advocate. They're involved with the teachers. They're talking to advisors maybe about progress, their students' progress in courses. They're talking to the school counselors about, hey, what are the remaining credits that we have for graduation, and can be very, very involved. At the college level, the student's really in the driver's seat, okay? The student has more responsibilities, and guardians, parents, learning partners are more there to support the student. If a parent attempts to contact the professor just to see, hey, what grade does my student have in your class? How are they doing? The professor likely isn't going to talk to the parent. They're going to expect the communication to come from the student. Because remember, CCP students are being viewed as traditional college students, and that is the expectation of traditional college students, that they are their best advocate. Another difference, accommodations. So at the high school level, parents and students work with high school staff to determine what accommodations can be made for students with IEPs, 504 plans. At the college level, students work directly with the college to determine if accommodations are needed. Because a student has an IEP and or a 504 plan in high school does not mean that it automatically translates over to the college side, okay? If a student has an IEP and or 504, and when they get accepted into the college, they need to work with the college to see if any accommodations will be given. Right, so college ready. This is another great slide. So being college ready is more than just academically ready. Okay, so much more goes into taking, being a college student than just having the academics. Okay, we need to also consider emotional and social transition. Okay, students might be taking an online CCP course, and the expectation from the professor is all the students are going to have their cameras and microphones on and they're going to participate. Okay. So as you're considering, do we want to maybe participate in CCP this year? Are we ready? Really consider that comfort level. Consider, the social emotional aspect of your student. Then also college expectations. So colleges, they have set expectations, and once again, the professor's not going to know if you're a 10th grader in high school taking this course or if you're a 35-year-old person taking this course. They're going to see your name on the roster and have the same expectations. Also consider time management and organizational skills. This one is huge, okay? Here at TRECA, you're pretty much working on your own time, right? So you can work, every day in a class. You can, complete, 2 blocks a day, or you're really working at your pace. At the college level, you are going to be expected to turn things in when the professor says. Okay, there is a set start date for the course and a set end date. So let's say you sign up for a fall CCP course. That course might start August 23rd and it's going to end December 10th. Okay, that is the time frame of the course. Within that time frame, you're going to get a syllabus. And if the professor says, you have a 10-page paper that needs to include, all this information, and it is due on October 3rd, that paper needs to be turned in on October 3rd. Okay. So you're really following that course syllabus and you have to work on their time frame. So that's where, time management, really think about how am I going to balance my college course or courses with my high school courses, maybe my work schedule, any extracurricular activities that you have going on. You want to take all of that into consideration. Organizational skills, that is a huge one too. I kind of mentioned a little bit about some different like no penalty drop dates or different dates. Once you get accepted into a college CCP course, you get registered for your courses with your CCP advisor, you're going to get a list of really important dates. The most important date that you are going to see is what's called a no penalty drop deadline. You want to make a note of that. That's a very short time frame. It's usually 1 to 2 weeks once the college semester begins, where students can attend a course. And then if that course is not what they thought that it would be, or they just don't want to continue with it, that they can officially drop that course with their CCP advisor through the college. They can drop that course. It is not going to show up on your high school or college transcript. The high school does not have to pay for it. It's going to be like it never happened. Okay. So that is the most important date. And we will talk about some ramifications in a little bit if that date is missed. So really, when you start talking as a family or as a learning group, whether you want to participate in CCP, and if you feel that you're college ready, you want to take your academics into consideration, your emotional development, social transitions, college expectations, time management, and everything. All right, so there are many benefits to participating in CCP. Okay, the first one, you can earn high school and college credits at the same time. So you have started your college career while you're in high school. Okay. You can get a head start on career planning and earn degrees or certificate completions. We've had a lot of students that have participated in CCP and maybe have looked at the introduction courses. Maybe there's an introduction to social work course. And you thought, I've kind of been interested in maybe majoring in social work. You can take that course and that can really maybe solidify, yes, oh, this course is so exciting. I want to take more social work courses. I think that's the direction I want to go. Or you might take that course and go, wow, that is not what I thought it was going to be. And it can really help you as you start planning what careers interest you. You also get to experience college early. You start to understand the expectations of college life, right? I like to say that you can dip your toe in the college pool. You can take one college course and really start to learn, okay, so these are some expectations that college courses have, okay, before you just jump headfirst after you graduate. And then the big one, you get to save on tuition and textbook costs because through CCP, as long as you receive a passing grade and credit for the course, TRECA is going to pay for that tuition, that cost of that course, and your required textbooks. Okay, so there can be cost savings. All right, there are some consequences, and these are really, really important. Okay, so like I just said, as long as you receive a passing grade and credit for the course, TRECA will pay for your course and your required textbook. However, if a student does not earn a passing grade in their course or does not receive credit for that course, or if a student withdraws after that no-fault deadline that we had just talked about, the family may be asked to reimburse us. Okay? If you don't earn a passing grade or credit and you withdraw after that no-fault deadline, TRECA still has to pay for the course, right? So we're holding up our end where we're paying for the course. However, you did not hold up your end with receiving the passing grade or credit, okay? It is important to note that a student that is considered economically disadvantaged cannot be asked to reimburse the cost of the course. We get that information from the returning student packets that are sent out to you every year. So, we ask that you please fill out that packet, fill it out completely. So if we do find ourselves in that situation, we have the most up-to-date information. Okay, so consequences of underperforming. So college credit plus probation. Okay, so a student will be placed on CCP probation if they earn less than a cumulative 2.0 GPA in their CCP courses. Okay, this is a college cumulative GPA. So remember, you're taking college courses, they're reflected on your high school transcript, but you're also starting your college transcript. So if your GPA falls below that 2.0 GPA, or you withdraw from 2 or more courses in one academic term, okay, then you will be placed on probation. That's another reason why that no penalty drop deadline is so important. If you drop within that short time frame, it's going to be like that course never happened. If you drop after that time frame, okay, and the withdrawal time frame is much longer. If you drop after that, that's when you will receive a W on your high school and college transcript. That W does not factor into your GPA, but it does mean withdrawn. Okay. So if you withdraw from 2 or more courses in one academic term, you will be placed on CCP probation. So while on probation, okay, the student can only enroll in one CCP course for one college term. Okay, so if you are placed on semester or placed on probation after fall semester, and then you participate in CCP spring semester, you can only take one CCP course. Okay, students cannot enroll in a college course in the same subject where they previously earned a D, an F, NC, which means no credit, or an equivalent grade. Colleges each kind of have their own grading scales for non-credit. If a student on CCP probation does not increase their college GPA to a 2.0 or above during that probationary term, then they'll be placed on CCP dismissal. Okay. What does dismissal mean? So if a student does not raise their grade during that probationary term that we just talked about, then they are dismissed from CCP. While on dismissal, students may not enroll in any CCP courses. Okay, it means you're dismissed from the program. A student can request an appeal to be reinstated in the program, and we'll talk about that. Okay, so appeals for underperformance. If a student is placed on CCP probation, students may appeal to take a course in the same subject where they previously earned the non-passing grade or no credit. So remember, that was part of the probation, is if you're on probation, you cannot take a course in the same subject area. Students could appeal. CCP dismissal, within 5 days of being dismissed, the student may submit an appeal to the secondary school, your high school, to appeal the dismissal, or they can appeal at the end of the dismissal semester. So let's say at the end of fall semester, you are placed on CCP dismissal. You could appeal to participate spring semester, okay? There's additional information that we need. The appeals go right to our executive director, and then his decision is final. I will say, if we find ourselves in a situation where a student needs to be put on CCP probation or dismissal, we do hold a formal meeting, and we go over this in depth. We give dates for appeals, what is needed. We try to kind of figure out what's the root of what's going on. So we do have formal meetings. We do have our underperforming student policy. It is on the CCP portion of our website, which is treca.org/CCP. You'll see that in a little bit if you just want to read more about that. Okay, so after high school graduation. So remember, we talked about grades earned in CCP. They remain on the student's college transcripts personally, okay? Or permanently. So a student, let's say you participate in CCP through Columbus State Community College, and then after you graduate, you want to attend Bowling Green State University. That college transcript from Columbus State is going to follow you to Bowling Green, okay? It's a great thing when you're successful in CCP, because then Bowling Green can go, oh, wow, they've already taken, English and history, and they can kind of check the boxes, and transfer those credits over. However, if you're not successful in CCP, or you have, the below the 2.0 GPA, or just maybe not the GPA as high as you would like, that college transcript still follows you. If a student fails or withdraws often, future financial aid may also be impacted negatively. This is really, really, really important, okay? Satisfactory academic progress, or SAP, it is a requirement for financial aid. So if a student has lots of failed college courses, if there's a lot of W's, a lot of withdrawals, that could impact the financial aid, both at the federal level. The student or the college might see this, and then you might need to appeal with the college about why you need the financial aid, okay? Standards do vary by institution. So, each college has their own SAP, standards, but just really keep that in mind that, future financial aid, when you become a traditional college student, we would hate for your financial aid to be impacted, because when you attempted CCP, maybe as a freshman, and you were unsuccessful, that impacts it. All right, so I kind of mentioned option A and B. So let's go over those a little bit, okay? This is how CCP is funded. So through option A, that is where the student and family can choose to self-pay for college courses at the standard rate of tuition fees and textbooks, okay? Students and families arrange for that payment through the college. It doesn't go through TRECA. They arrange to pay for the courses through the college. If they opt for option A, students can choose to earn college credit and high school credit. So that course will show up on both transcripts, or only college credit. So it would not show up on your high school transcript. It would only show up on your college transcript. Students need to let the high school know the choice of credit, so we can make a note of that. Okay. So that's where, if a student, we kind of find our situation where maybe the student is allowed 18 CCP credits for the year, and they've signed up for 21. So they're one class over. The family has the option of paying for that class, right? Because they're over their allowable credits, to self-pay for that course, and then let us know if they wanted to also show up on their high school transcript. Option B, this is the default. This is the most popular option, okay? Through option B, all the college course tuition, so the cost of the course, fees, and required textbooks are paid by the high school in the state of Ohio. Okay, it's supported by the school's foundation funds, the college funds. So that's where, once again, through option B, you're participating in CCP. You're taking a college English course, you get an A in that course. TRECA's paid for it. We paid for your textbook. You don't owe anything. Through option B, students earn college and high school credit. So through option B, that college course is going to show up on your high school transcript. Okay, so this is another question. They're like, okay, so I've never been in college before, so are we just kind of thrown to the college now? There is a lot of support that is available for CCP students through both the high school and the college. High school counselors, your counselor, myself, we are going to continue to provide assistance to all CCP students, okay? We will meet, which we'll go over the next steps, but we will meet once you have decided that you want to participate in CCP and meet, some of the deadlines. You'll meet with me, you'll meet with your school counselor, and we'll come up with a CCP plan, okay? And what your TRECA schedule could look like based on the CCP courses that you want to take. College advisors provide course selection assistance. So remember when I mentioned, once you get accepted into a college, you're going to be assigned a CCP advisor through that college. It's like a school counselor at the college level. That advisor, you will meet with them. They will let you know what courses you are eligible to take, and you will schedule and or drop your courses with your CCP advisor. Colleges also provide the same academic supports for CCP students, because remember, you are viewed as a traditional college student, okay? So college campuses, a lot of times their student services building, they will offer free tutoring. CCP students can access that. Library access, you can use their library and any of the resources they have there. Of course, the advising, counseling services. If there are clubs on the college campus, if there's a photography club and you really like photography, you can join that club. Okay, so anything that is available to traditional college students are also available to our CCP students. I also like to mention here, professors have office hours. So if you find yourself in a CC or in a college course and you start feeling like you're falling a little bit behind, utilize the office hours. They might be virtual. You might go into the professor's office, however they have it set up. Get to know your professors, ask questions, so you really know the material. Athletic eligibility. So student athletes, it's important that you learn the Ohio High School Athletic Association requirements. Okay. A CCP school year, we begin in the summer. So for CCP, for the 25-26 school year, next school year, summer is the first semester. So it goes summer, fall, spring. Okay. So student athletes know that summer term CCP courses cannot be used to bring you into compliance with any sort of requirements that you need for athletic participation. Okay. So if you are a student athlete, if you're participating in sports, at your home school, know the different requirements to make sure that you stay eligible to participate in sports. Will the course credits transfer? So this is wonderful. Okay. We get a lot of students and families that are like, so we're taking all these CCP courses, which is great, but are they going to transfer to the college that I want to go to? So it's important to know that certain general education and technical courses will transfer, especially from one Ohio public college to another Ohio public college. Okay. When you start thinking about private colleges, that's where you need to kind of do some legwork, because not all Ohio private colleges participate in the CCP program. Okay. So if you are taking CCP courses through TRECA, and then, you think you might want to go to, a private college or an out of state college, we encourage you to check with that college to see how the courses will transfer. Will they transfer an English course at TRECA? Will that transfer as an English course to, the private college? Or will just the credit transfer and you still will need to take an English course? Okay. You can visit transfercredit.ohio.gov for transfer information. Okay, so you can look that up. But also, we really encourage, especially if it's your senior year and you're, kicking around which colleges you want to go to, reach out to their admissions department and ask. All right, so there are some deadlines. There are deadlines that need to be met this school year in order for you to be potentially eligible to participate next school year. There is an intent form, okay? That intent form must be handed in to me by April 1st, April 1st, 2025, okay? You need to complete and return the form to me. That form is going to be live on our website tomorrow. Okay, so once again, treca.org/CCP. The intent form, you fill it out. It's about 3 pages. You fill it out, turn it in to me. Handing in that intent form does not mean you have to participate. Okay, I've had some students that are like, this sounds great, but I just don't know. They hand the form in to me. We talk, and then they decide not to participate. That's okay. But if you don't turn in that form, and then in the fall, you're like, hey, so I decided I do want to participate in CCP, and you've not handed in that form, that door is closed. Okay. Also, check ACT and SAT testing dates. Some college and universities require an ACT or SAT score to be admitted into their CCP program. Okay, not all do. So that's where it's important if you're thinking, I might want to participate in Kent State's CCP program. I just want to see what their requirements are. Go to their website, search for CCP, and just make sure that you've met all of their requirements. Okay, another deadline to remember, semester deadlines. College summer semester starts early. Okay, some college courses start the end of May. So if you decide you want to participate in summer CCP, you need to apply for summer CCP, early on, submit that application, and you might be starting your college courses while you're finishing up your TRECA courses. Once again, time management, organizational skills, we all circle back to that, okay? So the colleges will have their application deadlines on their website. So just, keep track of those. Okay, so next steps, okay? Do your research, contact the college, go to their website, check out what their requirements are. Will they require some additional testing such as the AccuPlacer? Complete the intent to participate form and provide it to us by April 1st. Once again, that's the key. If we don't have that by April 1st, you can't participate. Apply for admission to the Ohio College of Choice by, their deadline. I do like to mention, please, when you apply, make sure you're filling out the College Credit Plus, the CCP application, and not the regular admission application. Some colleges have both of those applications on their website. You want to do the CCP one. And then once, you've handed in your letter to me, I'm going to be in touch with you. And like I said, myself, you, your school counselor, your learning partner, we're all going to get together so we can look at your outstanding graduation requirements and how CCP can kind of help plug in there to help you meet all of those requirements. All right, other questions. There's some websites on here, okay? Ohio Higher Ed, their website is on here, as well as, ODHE, which is Ohio Department of Higher Ed. Their website is on here. Oh, and I just saw a great question. Can I apply to start in the fall instead of starting in the summer? That is a fabulous question. Thank you so much for asking that. So I'm going to say yes. Absolutely. Students, so the student is in the driver's seat, okay? When you hand in your intent form and we meet, I'm not going to say, all right, you have to start in summer and you have to take 2 CCP courses. Students have have the option of, if you want to take summer CCP course, that's great. If you don't, that is great as well. If you want to start in the fall, you'll just want to make sure that you submit the application and mark that you want to start, fall of 2025. I've had some students that are like, man, I'm still getting the hang of high school. I don't know what my high school workload is going to be like in the fall. Can I just do CCP in the spring? The answer to that is yes as well. So you're in the driver's seat of whether or not you want to participate summer, fall, spring. If you want to participate just in the fall, just in the spring, whatever works for you. Okay, there's a lot of flexibility. Oh, great. There's another question. Do the credits split between high school and college, or do you get the same amount of credits for each? Okay, so if I'm understanding this correctly, I'm glad you brought that up because I mentioned earlier how a typical college course is usually worth 3 credit hours. So a 3 credit hour college course is equal to 1 credit hour high school course. Okay. So an example of that would be, let's take English. Okay. High school English is worth 1 credit. Okay. So if you take a CCP English composition course that is 3 credit hours, that will give you 1 English credit. Okay, that is a great question. I'm glad you asked that. Oh, these questions are fantastic. Okay, do you have a list of colleges or technical schools that participate in the CCP program? I love that question. On the CCP portion of our website, we do have, under other information, we have a list of colleges that are participating. I will let you know that every public college or university, community college, and technical college participate in CCP. Okay? It's when you get into the private colleges, that's where it's up to their discretion whether or not they participate. Okay? Excellent. So thank you so much. Is it possible to graduate from high school with an associate's degree? So it is. We have had some students that have done that. That would definitely be, if you decide you want to participate in CCP and you meet with me and your school counselor, we will talk about that in depth. Okay, about what degree are you looking at? What is the pathway? What year are you in school? That sort of thing. Okay. Great question. The letter of intent, absolutely. Email it to me. My email is on the website. Once you fill it out, email it to me, and then I will be in contact with you. Okay. Oh, these are great. Okay. So what happens if I don't get the chance to do CCP when April 1st goes by? Does CCP come back the next year? So great question. So the April 1st deadline is the paperwork that is due to me to participate in the 25-26 school year. If you miss that deadline or you decide you don't want to participate 25-26 school year, guess what? We're going to have another info session next January, where then we will be talking about the 26-27 school year. Okay, so every year, everything needs updated. So, grading scale with TRECA, excellent. So I mentioned earlier that TRECA is an unweighted GPA scale, which means we are on a 4.0 scale. Okay, so the 3.0 GPA or higher for eligibility for CCP is based on the 4.0 scale. Great questions. Okay, let me look. I think I've answered. Oh, thank you very much. Yes, so we have a student who is currently participating in OSU at Marion. They did share it takes more self-discipline for the student, but the student's really enjoying it. So thank you for that feedback. That is great to know. Okay, so I just want to kind of reiterate TRECA next steps. Fill out that CCP intent form, which is found at treca.org/CCP. Once you go to the website, you're going to see kind of the different links that you can click on. You'll click on letter of intent. That is where that form is going to be filled. All students, whether you're brand new to CCP or if you're a current CCP student this school year, must fill out that intent form and hand it in to me by April 1st in order to have the opportunity to participate. Once I get that form, we're going to schedule an appointment. I'll be able to answer one-on-one questions. Your school counselor will be there. Hopefully your learning partner is there. And so we can just start to come up with a plan. You'll want to submit the CCP application for the Ohio College of your choice. Once you submit that application, let me know because they're going to need a copy of your transcript. Okay, your application will not be complete until your transcript is sent. And then the college, once they receive your application, they're going to let you know what the next steps are. Do they need you to come in to do any, placement testing? Do they need any sort of supplemental information? How do you activate your accounts? How do you meet with your advisor? The college kind of takes over from there. It's important to note that because the college student or the TRECA student is viewed as a college student, we at TRECA rely you to talk to us, okay? Once you have met with your CCP advisor at the college level and you've officially registered for courses, we need you to send us a copy of that schedule, okay? If you officially drop a course, if you find yourself in that situation and you drop that course, once again, with your college CCP advisor, that is not something myself or your TRECA school counselor can do. You officially drop that course, we need that information so we can make sure that your TRECA schedule keeps you on track for graduation. Okay, so communication, that's another big part of showing that you're college ready is you communicate with us what's going on. Okay. Okay, so I am going to ask, we're hoping that Carly Marlett is here. We thought it'd be a great idea to have somebody from a college kind of walk through what their awesome, hi Carly, what their process is, just to kind of give an idea for students. So Carly, I'm going to mute myself and turn this over to you, and yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, so I do have a quick question. Who's going to control the screen?
I'm going to go ahead and
okay, perfect. So I will keep it short and sweet. And then, of course, if there's any follow-up questions, you can either email me, but I have our contacts at the end. So this page is really just a summary of what I'm going to talk about. So the requirements by my campus or the Columbus campus, our application deadlines, the materials you need to submit, and then our contact information. All right, so on the Marion campus, this is going to be what our application process is like for students in public school. If we have any questions, if we have anybody that's homeschooled or does part-time, half and half, let me know. But you can participate in the OSU Academy at any of our regional campuses as well as our ATI Worcester campus. We are open enrollment. So our regionals are open access, whether you are in CCP or in going into college. So now if we want to talk about the Columbus campus, that is a much more rigorous application, and it is typically all online or it's fully in person. There's not one or the other. But I would say starting on a regional campus can really help you transition from high school to college. And then wherever you decide to go, if it's Ohio State or Bowling Green, Cincinnati, it'll just be a good transition to figure out what path you want to go on. Okay, and so our application for the upcoming fall semester is going to be due May 1st. Now, these are the requirements we need to submit. We either need to have 2 English classes, or we can either have ACT or SAT scores, or we can take an AccuPlacer on our campus. Now, with the AccuPlacer, I won't go too in-depth. We can only take it once on the Marion campus. If for whatever reason we do need to take it again, we have options for that, but typically it's one try. We also need to submit our school transcripts, that school information form, and then the mature content. This will all be on your to-do list once you have applied, and we will be contacting you on like, hey, this is what the other items we need to receive, or hey, I see this hasn't been submitted. Are we having issues? Do you need a link to it? We will be there every step of the process to get you admitted and make sure everything is submitted. Go ahead. Okay, so our requirements for our students without a standardized test is an unweighted high school GPA of a 3.0 or higher, or that 2 years of high school English and math. So here's where you really see the numbers. If we have ACT scores or SAT scores, it can be all ACT scores or SAT. It can't be a combination of both. And then here is our AccuPlacer information. If you go to our website, that go.osu.edu/Marian Academy, on the right side, right as you get on there, it will have an AccuPlacer link. And I actually just posted some more dates. So currently I have a Wednesday, Thursday, and a Tuesday option. They're all going to be starting at 3 p.m. So a 3 to 5 to take this entire test. And they're going to be pretty soon. So I have a January 29th, January 30th, and a February 11th. For those that may be interested in summer, but if you also want to get ahead on that autumn, in the next 2 weeks, I will have some further dates that are closer to that May 1 deadline for those that are just getting started on things. But our minimal AccuPlacer scores are going to be for writing a 263, reading 250, and a math 263. So if you get this score or even a little bit higher, that means you've passed. And then again, here is our information. That is our general email and our general phone number for all admissions. So college or CCP, you'll be directed to our students if you call that phone number, and you'll be directed to any one of us in admissions. There's 3 of us, so we will get your questions answered. If you prefer email, that's also there. And then Louis Haminga would be your academic advisor. He would be the one that would help you schedule classes after you've been admitted, and he would also be the one that runs your orientation. So you will definitely see his name, and you will absolutely see him as long as you do CCP, however long you do that with us. Questions?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Carly. I really appreciate that.
Of course.
Absolutely. So that I'm so happy that Carly was here to kind of walk you through. So that's OSU Marian, kind of how their application process goes. Like I said, CCP is open to all Ohio public universities, private ones that participate. So start kind of looking around at the colleges that interest you. Like I said, the recording of this session is going to be posted on our website within a couple of days, TRECA.org/CCP. This was a lot of information. Thank you guys so much for the great questions. But the recording will be there for you to kind of go back and watch if you just want to kind of hear me talking again, or just hear the information. And just remember the letter of intent that will be on our website starting tomorrow is due to me by April 1st in order for you to have the opportunity to participate in CCP next school year. So thank you, everybody, for taking time this evening to hang out with us. Again, special thank you to you, Carly, for coming and presenting with us. And any questions, please feel free to contact me or your school counselor. But I